Hey guys, I want to do a quick video. I'm your typical digital nomad, and I was recently looking for some camping chair options. But unlike maybe your normal person, I'm looking for something that I can use as an office chair and a lounger and like a festival chair. And so there's tons and tons of options out there. If you're watching this video, you already know about the click chair and the Helinox and like all these other ones. And so I looked at a whole bunch of them and kind of went down to the ones that really met my needs, and hopefully this saves somebody else some time and expense that I went through. First thing I want to say is that all the chairs here, I have a Helinox Sunset, Helinox Ground, and they got this other one off Amazon I'm going to talk about in a second. But all these are really easy to assemble. It only takes a few seconds. You will see some reviewers out there who say it was hard or it was cumbersome. It's not my experience. It's really too easy. But you do basically all your bars just snap together. So you just pull it out and it really just puts itself together. You just kind of snap it in, and then you put the cover on. It's pretty simple. But I can absolutely see that if you're someone who's maybe just going, who's using it a lot, like you're going to your kids' soccer game or something like that, then maybe you really do just want that click chair, or even just like your standard Walmart camp chair that you just open, sit, close, and it's done. So you don't even have to think about it. These obviously are a little more involved, but I would say setup and takedown is 15 to 30 seconds, something like that. So first thing is, I really was looking for something that could function as an office chair, and that's the real trick. Because all these ones that are out there, they're just not designed for that. The back is too far. A lot of them, the back is really short, and so it just does not work. This, I think, the Helinox Sunset with the optional rockers is very expensive. I think it works. I think it's going to work well in that role. You can go watch a lot of videos on the Helinox, so I don't want to go over it. But everything they say is true. As soon as you pull this thing out, you can tell it's really well made. It has, it has built-in pockets. It's got a place for a pillow. You can also take the bag that comes with it, fill it up with some stuff and stick it in there. There's a few things that I think is lacking. I think I'm going to add some like MOLLE attachment points, or maybe even like some grommets or something, just so I could like hook something on here. Out of the box, the bag doesn't really have a way besides using this thing to just like attach to the chair, or even if you just had a couple of loops, you could just put it on the back and use it as storage. But aside from that, it's a really well made chair. I have the rockers turned around backwards right now, and that's because I found that if I do that, then it just kind of functions a little bit better in sort of the office mode that I kind of need. Don't get me wrong, it ain't great. Okay, your back is still not as straight as an office chair, but one thing, the reason that normal camp chairs don't last me that long is I'm always bending back on them like you're not supposed to, and having the rockers, I can do that. Now, if you put the rockers on the right way, and of course they tell you not to put them on this way, probably some safety thing, right? But if you put them on the right way, then it changes it so the chair will go back a little further, and you can get a really good rock. But I just have it this way because if I'm on an office chair, I don't want it to really be rocking that much. I just kind of have it forward. So anyway, I think this chair works pretty great in that. By the way, the chair is also a pretty good height for sort of a normal desk. You can't see it, it's off camera, but I have a folding table, just like your standard folding table over here. This office chair is an Amazon Basics office chair, and I have the height all the way up right now. That's as high as it'll go. So you can see, I don't normally have it that high, but you can see it's not that different. Now, the Helinox ground chair, this guy is really, really light. It's really strong. Again, out of the box, you can tell right away, you're like, this thing is really well made. Same deal, I'll probably add an attachment point just so I can throw the bag on there or something, but it's awfully light, and I gotta say, It's surprisingly comfortable. You gotta remember what it is, you know, but it's pretty comfortable. Now, keep in mind I'm 5'7", and the back on this chair is just about as low as I think I could reasonably have it and still be pretty comfortable. So I'm not sure how comfortable it would be if you were a lot taller. But I'll tell you the other thing I like about this chair is it's so sturdy, it feels like I can just kind of lean back, you know? I can sort of rock myself here. So that chair's pretty cool. Now, here's the thing. I think in what I tested, these are both the best chairs for the use case that they have. They're both very expensive. They're good. They're not perfect. But this guy over here, the Lence chair, is like 40 bucks on Amazon. And the interesting thing about this chair, first of all, let me just say, it's actually very comfortable. It's more comfortable, I think, than the Helinox. You just have like a wider place, and the way it sits, you know, it's kind of an in-between. You're not so far up. I don't think it would be, you could use it as a desk chair, but it wouldn't be great for it. It's not quite the same as a lounger. It doesn't go too far back, but you just have a very nice, comfy, sort of relaxed position, not too far back, not too far forward. It's also seems to be very well made. I was very impressed. You do have a flap here with a cup holder or whatever. But the really interesting thing about this chair is, first of all, you have 3 adjustment heights down here, so you can make it go up or down. But the really cool thing is, if you just go ahead and put all these to the lowest setting, then these just pop off and they snap over here. Pop that one. Just a second. So you can see it's a little more work than, say, a click chair or your standard Walmart camping chair, but still not too bad. You just got to click these little feet in here. So let's see. And like I said, I mean, chair's 40 bucks, so if you're on a budget, these Helinox ones I mentioned are probably not something you're looking at anyway. But there's your ground chair right there. This is the only chair on the market that I can find that converts from a ground chair to essentially a full-size office chair height. It's just as comfortable, and again, because of how it's made, it certainly feels like I could just lean right back in this thing. Now, I do want to say the Lence chair is quite a bit heavier than the Helinox. It seems just as sturdy. It seems just as well made. Time will tell. But it is heavier and it does take up more space. It's not the compact size, it's not as small. But if you're looking for something that could be a ground chair or could be an office chair, it is still lighter than both of these chairs put together. And it still takes up less space than both of these chairs put together. So for my needs, I've decided that this chair is going to live in my car. I'm going to keep this in my car at all times, because that way I've always got a ground chair, I've always got a lounger, I've always got an office chair in a pinch that I can use, and I love that it's adjustable height and it's cheap. But I think I am going to hang on to these as well. This guy is just so light and packable. You know, it's not great for a trail because it is so low to the ground, but you know, if you did have to want to take this thing on a hike, you certainly could. And I think this one with the rockers, that's really what I want. I like to lean back a lot. So hopefully that helps you out. I'm just going to spin the camera around real quick and show you the pack size. Now, this is based on the stuff sacks here. So, but it really is pretty genuine. So you can see this is the Lence chair here. It's a little bit of a bigger bag. This is your Helinox, and this is the ground chair. So you can still see both of these put together. Still takes up more volume than Lence. And when you order the rockers, it comes in this bag as well. Anyway, hopefully that helps you out, guys. So happy travels.